Hello friends, my name is Type 1 and I would like to welcome you back to our world building series. Last time that we did this, last week, we covered Lucinia, the tropical forested region of my world, and today we'll be looking at Lucinia's pretty much entire ecological opposite. If we have time, I might go and start on another one of our areas here. We might take a look at the Mobius strip, mostly because there's not a lot going on there, at least compared to like this and Edith here. So we're gonna start with this. So simply put, we know what Edith is. It's simple. It's a desert. Okay. Now, the desert itself, people always mistake deserts as these dry, dead, barren places. They think they're like Mars, basically. There's nothing alive there. It's just dirt and rocks and sand, and that's it. But deserts, surprisingly, are incredibly ecologically diverse. It's just that a lot of the stuff that lives there, uh, it's not happening on the top because the top is hot and bad. Alright, so for this, we're going to start with, let's see if I can spell this right first try, Entomologia. Entomologia, it is a savanna region and closest to the plateau. Like, when you drop off the plateau on the Edith side, you're met with savanna, from coast to caverns. So let's get this written down. So, Entomologia is a vast, savanna. Oh my goodness, I feel like I haven't typed in years. Against the edge of the Mobius strip. Now, you might be thinking Entomologia, that's kind of a weird name. It's a little more, what do you call it, fantastical. It's definitely not a Lucinia or Edith, and there's a reason for that. Now, if you know anything about bugs, entomology, it's the study of bugs. Entomologia, I kind of took the word and made something with it because all the life in this area, like all the ecological niches, are filled with huge bugs. So we'll just go with, as the name suggests, because I expect every single one of my viewers and readers to have max level media literacy. It is a requirement to be a fan here. So I want to talk to y'all about writing and stuff. It's fun. It's fun, and I want to spread that to however many people ever decide to follow me. As the name suggests, the region of Entomologia. That is fun to type. It's just like a bunch of back and forth because of all the O's and stuff. It's like a little game, just a little mini game typing. Doot, 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 doot. It's not just insects. It's like arthropods in general. I mean, like spiders and like centipedes, millipedes type things. Because I can't remember. Are centipedes and millipedes bugs? I don't. Quick Google break. They are not insects. They are arthropods. They are part of a group called Myriapoda, meaning many feet. Fair enough. Yeah, it's like they probably aren't, because they don't got the normal body structure and like leg layout that bugs do. Because bugs got what is it, like the head, the torso, and the thorax, if I remember correctly, and then 6 legs is traditional. And then spiders is like the head and the torso, and then 8 legs kind of deal usually. Interesting that scorpions are considered arachnids. They are, right? We're learning today. We're having a learning episode about some of people's least favorite creatures, which is just a shame. Because bugs are really cool. Yes, they are arachnids. Which I find interesting because they're such a unique arachnid. Because, look at, spiders are probably, as far as I know, the most plentiful arachnid on the planet. And that's just a pretty simple, it's got the spinnerets at the back, it's got fangs in the front, usually, they're not fangs exactly, they're just like jowls, pincers kind of deal. Pretty traditional, and then they got the 8 legs. But then here comes scorpions, who have, 3 legs, or 6 legs, and then the pincers, but then they also have the tail, which is really interesting, because they got basically, I mean, I guess you can't really say they have 9 limbs, because if you say they have 9 limbs, then we gotta start saying that monkeys have 5 limbs, and I don't think people would be okay with that. So, I mean, I guess that's why they're considered arachnids, because they do have 8 limbs, or at least partly why. I guess the tail doesn't count. So, though me personally, I think a tail with like a tool, like like a tail that can grip things, a tail that can sting things, things like that. You would think that would be considered a limb. I mean, I don't know exactly what defines a limb, but you would think. I don't know. I guess tails are just kind of their own things. Kind of like how thumbs aren't fingers, but they're kind of like extremely similar. Maybe it's like that. It's like tails are very similar to limbs, but they're kind of doing their own thing. Anyways, enough musing on biology we don't know enough about. And other arthropods. The entire ecology of this area. Let's try not to repeat too many words here. I don't like doing that. Is that how you spell chitinous? No, that's how you spell chitinous. And for those who don't know, chitin's like the stuff that like bugs' shells are made out of. I mean, I don't think all bugs have it, but a lot of them do. A lot of creatures have it. Like a lot of arthropods have chitin. It's basically what, if you see an insect or arthropod with a shell, chances are it's made out of chitin. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty standard. Like, it's just a savanna biome, just like our usual hot plains kind of deal. But the ecological niche here is filled with big bugs. So while the biome on the surface isn't anything super, super interesting, it's when we get into the creatures that it'll start popping a little bit more. Okay, so next up. So, the Silent Sands are a unique. We'll go with is a unique. I think that's correct. Type of desert. It's made up of. No, I don't like how this is. Okay, here we go. It's a rather traditional. That's not how you spell traditional. That's still not how you spell traditional. Am I stupid? Yes. Yes, we are. Traditional appearing desert with a silvery. God, I can't spell. Silvery hue. However, this is a deceptive appearance. We'll come back to fix that in just a second. Alright, so, as we've written out here, this desert, it appears normal on the surface. It's kind of silvery compared to, like, a desert's normally kind of golden brown hue. So it's more of a silvery desert, and that's because we got ourselves a type of silica, which, again, for those who don't know, silica, that's what sand is made out of. That's the kind of elemental basis for sand. It's made out of silica crystals and a bunch of other ground-up crap, but a lot of silica. So this desert is made out of these crystals that take any sound that happens near them and just blasts it back out. So you got to be really careful in this desert. It's called the Silent Sands because anything that lives here either can walk, has like adapted to either tread the sand so carefully they don't make a sound, or are just entirely silent hunters. So it's a very eerie place, a place devoid of noise, because in this place, if you make noise, you're dead, essentially. Like, you will be hunted down near immediately by anything else that hears you. Comes from the fact that near every every native creature to this biome has, we'll just go with adapted. Fewer words, like evolved to adapt or something. I don't know where it's used. It's adapted to either tread so lightly they do not make a sound, simply without sound entirely. So I've kind of taken the idea of like creatures that come in dark places, you know, like they don't really have eyesight. That's a sense that they've abandoned. But in return, they have like stuff like echolocation and sharper hearing to help them hunt, or other types of, you know, adaptation. So this is kind of a similar idea, but with a different sense. Because you're basically, like, if you make noise here, you're just telling the entire world where exactly you are. It's like, hey, free dinner buffet right here where this noise just happened. And, you know, so creatures have adapted to either, you know, be incredibly quick and light, or just silent entirely. So that's the Silent Sands. Alright, so next up we got Cadaver's Mountain. Okay, so Cadaver's Mountain, if I could spell, is a large dormant volcano set near the center of the Silent Sands. This volcano. Kitty cat, I love you, but I'm trying to work right now, okay? I'll pay attention to you when I'm done. You want to say anything to the audience? Come here. Come. Come here, little girl. You want to speak? Baby, you want to say hi? Baby, want to embarrass me on the camera? What do you think? Come on. You love talking. There you go. Okay, I'll put you down now. Sorry for bothering you, but you bothered me first. Love cats. So silly. Anyways, continuing. The volcano has slept for a millennia, almost as if it itself is following the rules of the deserts. Let's see, get that out of there, and I think this would be better if we use our best friend, the semicolon, if I can hit the button correctly. very few predators can be found in this area, and as such, the mountain has become a home for deal of smaller prey animals. Speculated that the, let's see, what's a good word here? I want to use grotesque, but I don't want to be like overly flowery. This corpse of a rotting dragon found within the caldera, which that's like the inner part of the volcano. That's like the bowl of the volcano at the top. Look at me, I'm teaching everybody things. I feel so needed and useful. Okay, so I can't spell deterrent, which is awesome. But yeah, basically, it's just a big dead volcano. And there is, at the top in the caldera, a huge, like, eternally rotting dragon corpse. Yes, dragons are a thing. We'll get into that when we get to creatures. Again, don't worry about it. But, so there's this huge corpse, and its presence alone is basically telling any kind of predator to just stay away. This is not your territory. And as such, smaller prey animals, which would go unnoticed by a creature of that magnitude, are just kind of chilling here. Like, this is a safe place. They can exist here without fear of being hunted down, simply because they don't have to worry. Alright, so for our next to last place here, let's see if we can, there we go. Okay, so the next to last place is called the Grootslang. Did I spell that right? Yes. Grotto. So this place is, let's see, the Grootslang Grotto is a small Grotlands, that's funny. Yeah, that's dumb. We're just gonna call it a large cavern because, like, we're going off like what it'd be compared to people from a person's perspective, not the freaking desert's perspective, dude. Let's not be a dummy here. Say large cavern found deep beneath the sands of Edith. Cavern is a lush and vibrant swamp-like ecosystem that has been, I can't spell system, hold up, system that has been carved out by the mysterious Grootslang. Large serpentine beasts that are rarely seen. She's the right scene there. So, for those who don't know, which I expect to be a lot of people because this is a creature that I found just totally on accident once. The Grootslang is, if I remember correctly, I don't remember where in Africa exactly, but it is an African mythological creature, and it's a huge, huge snake with the head of an elephant, essentially. So we're taking some inspiration from that. We're taking the name and the designs a little bit. But these creatures live beneath the desert. They're very big, and they've carved out this cavern where they sometimes live, but sometimes they're just in their tunnels, just digging around, living life as massive snakes do. And that's where this is. So deep beneath the desert, there's actually an oasis, a little paradise. And then for our last area, in the desert, we have Little, not Limnus anymore, is it? Little Lucinia now. I guess this isn't our quite last place. Well, we'll figure it out. So, Little Lucinia is found at the very southern tip of the Edith continent and exists as the bridge between Lucinia and Edith, a small oasis and an otherwise scorched environment. This area is also home to the Echoing Valley, a dent in the landscape that is let's see, that has been carved in such a way that any noise produced in it cannot be traced to the source. Okay, so we have Little Lucinia. At the very southern points, these continents still touch, but it's an incredibly dangerous area. Like, this is where some nasty stuff lives, right here on this bottom tip. There's a reason people tend to go around the northern way than the southern way. And within Little Lucinia, this little jungly patch at the bottom of the world, we have the Echoing Valley. Now, that will be important to the story far, far later down the road, but it's basically just a valley that has been carved into the earth in such a way that any noises in it just reflect and bounce off of each other, and you can never tell where it's coming from. So it's like the one singular place to make noise anywhere, past entomologia. I think that'll be about it for today. I think a little bit of a shorter video, but I feel very happy with what we've covered here. Let's see, I think we need an apostrophe there. It's possessive, it belongs to the cadaver, right? But yeah, we got a decent little chunk here. I don't think y'all can see this on the video, but we're at 1,046 words, and we're only 2 places in for all this stuff. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. So, until next time, friends, when we cover the Mobius Strip and maybe Kaiju Country, we will see. I want you all to go ahead and have a wonderful morning, evening, and afternoon. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.